I like to think of myself as the tech Beyonce.
It's a nanopolymer camera I developed for taking better nudes.
The black, gay Iron Man.
Who?
I designed a nanohydraulic system to work with the compacted bioethanol I threw together last night.
His genius is his superpower.
Intelligence, wit, a very entertaining ego.
Doesn't everyone do that?
Part of a family
They're black billionaires, this family.
The black elite, the 1%.
who are making their fortune through tech and engineering.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
Well, finally, the CW is doing what a network is supposed to do. When you have a low ratings show, you get rid of it immediately. That's what you do. And this is what the networks used to do. The big three, before Fox came in, the big three, if shows were canceled after 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3, 5 episodes, if it has low ratings. You don't continue the show and say, oh, maybe people will show up to that situation. Maybe they may show up later on. Maybe they will watch something. No, you can't take that chance. And your advertisers are going to pull like crazy. And what we're going to talk, and you clicked on the video, Tom Swift has been canceled after only 5, count it, 5 episodes, with still 5 more to go. Now, the article I'm going to bring this off of is Deadline. Now, there is some inaccuracy. Deadline got their ratings numbers from another place called Live Plus 7. And I think Live Plus 7 has it inaccurate on there. Most of us use TV Line and TV Series Finale. Those have been pretty accurate, and they do update as the numbers do change directly from Nielsen. Now, if you're not familiar with Tom Swift and you didn't watch my Tom Swift video before, Tom Swift is based on a novel series written by Victor Appleton. Goes back all the way back to 1910. There's been a lot of novels on the series, similar to the Hardy Boys and the Nancy Drew lineups. And these were adventures, very well done on that. And CW took it, and like everything else Hollywood's been doing, race swap, gender swap, they do everything on there. And of course, sexual swap, making the character gay, which basically has no presence to the story itself. I mean, you go back and read some of the original novel books on there. It doesn't mention anything of his sexuality on it. This is a young boy, similar to the Hardy Boys on there, and Nancy Drew when they originally were written as young. The most perfect example. Think of it as the Venture Brothers, but being more serious as far as the story, and more dramatic of the story, not a comedic type of the situation. But we're going to read into this from the Deadline. And like I said, the numbers are tweaked a bit, that they're incorrect, and we'll talk about the numbers in a minute. The low-rated Nancy Drew spinoff only launched on May 31st and aired 6 episodes to date. The series, which features predominantly black cast, started off as an unconventional backdoor pilot with only Tian Richards getting an introduction on the Nancy Drew last season. The rest of the characters were cast after the project were picked up to series in August. We hear CBS Studios, which is behind Tom Swift, is trying to extend options on the cast, which expires today, and plans to shop the series elsewhere. The CW brass have said that they like the show creativity. That's funny. The cancellation is said to be performance-based, as Tom Swift is among the CW's least watched series on linear with 530 viewers. Now, here's where the error is, and we're going to take it right now at this moment before we read the rest of this. They're reading it as 535K viewers. When you go over to TV Line, which comes, which get their numbers directly from Nielsen on there, they've not had one single episode, not in the 5 episodes that they've had, above 400. Episode 1 was 440,000 viewers. Episode 2, 344,000 viewers. Episode 3, 292,000 viewers. Episode 4, 366,000 viewers. Episode 5, 335. Averaging that out comes out to 0.355 with a demo rating of 0.5, which Live Plus 7 is registering as a 0.10, which is incorrect. So somebody's trying to finagle the numbers to try to keep the show alive. The show Speedy's demise comes as Nextstars Media's group is in pursuit of the majority control of the CW nears completion. We have a video coming out right after the holiday. There's been wide speculation that Nexstar plans to create more wholesome lineups of programs. Nexstar is expected to take 75% stake of the broadcast network, and current partners Paramount Global and Warner Brothers will nab 12.5%. Sources told Deadline if it stays on track, the deal could be formalized in the coming weeks. Obviously, and we'll discuss that in the next video. Tom Swift, which has been pushing the content boundaries of the network, unbelievable, is about a billionaire inventor who thrusts himself into the world of sci-fi, conspiracy, and an unexplained phenomenon after the disappearance of his father. Besides Richards, it also stars Ashley Murray, April Joe, Parker Jones, Marquette Wilson, Christopher B. Duncan, and LeVar Burton. The show is from CBS Studios and Fake Empire and was co-created by Nancy Drews, EP Melina Hoos Taylor, and Noga Landu, and Empire writer Cameron Johnson, who also served as executive producers, along with Josh Schwartz, Stephanie Savage, and Liz Ronkowski. See, the thing is, you get all these people all together in the whole situation, and that's another thing. They get someone from Empire. I know a lot of people like Empire, but I think Empire was way over the top. Was pushed too much onto the series on there. They could have done better with that series, and it would have lasted a lot longer. They went too far. They made it too, how can I put it, too stereotypical, and not more realistic of the record industry. And this is the thing that they do, and this is when you go from Empire and you go to Tom Swift, and you see the things that they try to push. As we said before, pulling out this sheet again, the TTI sheet, equity and inclusion. These are the sheets that's getting passed around the writers' rooms. This is what they keep telling the writers. You have to have this. You have to have that. You can't have a redhead. You have to make him black. You can't have him, the woman straight. She has to be gay. These are the situations. I have nothing against. I'm Hispanic. I'm a minority. I have nothing against of those kind of characters. But when you start to switch characters like that, and like I said before, there's nothing wrong with the gay community or having gay characters on there. But when you push it, you push it into stuff that doesn't belong there. We also had this sheet. Remember, there was a gay channel at one point. It's gone now. Why? Because most, on the average, did not want to see themselves in every episode or every series where it's, hi, I'm John and I'm gay. That's not how you present yourself in a TV series or in reality itself. If you introduce yourself to somebody new, you meet somebody, do you go around saying that you're heterosexual, are gay, or are minority? You don't do that. You introduce yourself and you just discuss, you talk. But this is the politics of Hollywood itself. This is why the CW has failed. This is why it is on the chopping block. CW started out as a great network. Shows like Supernatural, the original first 2 seasons of Arrow, the first couple seasons of Flash did phenomenal, and a couple of other series on there. Then they went sideways. They went entirely sideways, killed themselves with shows like Riverdale, Dynasty, Kung Fu. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and the cancellations are still coming. What will Nexstar turn this network in? You have to remember, Nexstar is a big company. This is not a small company. They have News Nation and they have several other networks. They own a lot of independent stations nationwide. Things could be in a major change for the network. CW branded itself for youths, and I think that was the wrong thing to do. If you wanted to draw good viewers into there, you had to mix up your programming. That's what worked in the past. That's why when you had series like Babylon 5, Hercules, Xena, Forever Night, Silk Stalkings, on and on and on. Why were these shows successful? Because they broke barriers that basically Hollywood doesn't refuse to break today. They're dictated by the politics. They're dictated by Washington. They're dictated by the activists on the streets that are burning our streets. This is what's happening. There are people in the industry that don't belong in this industry. They're just pure activists. So what else is going to be on the chopping block before Nexstar takes over? So comment below, subscribe, like, share. Have a good 4th of July weekend. Enjoy, get out, get some sun, get some vitamin D into you. We'll be back right after the holidays, about Tuesday or Wednesday-ish. We got a ton of stories, including more on the CW and Nexstar deal. And there's a lot of other stories that are still developing. Brittany Grimer's trial is starting up. When you see this video, it's starting up. And there's a whole slew of others. We got a Ron Jeremy story. We got much, much coming. So until next week, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your 4th of July. Stay safe. And if you're outside the U.S., enjoy yourselves as well. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.